All right, all right. Yeah, dog. My name is Thomas G. Welcome to R2R live stream, episode number 20. Happy Thirsty Thursday to everybody out there in the crypto space. We're going to be talking about is the Bitcoin bull market over or is it just getting started? Which, when a Bitcoin bull market starts, it's going to start there and then it's going to trickle down to the rest of the market, after it goes on a run. We've seen it all happen before. But before we get into today's stream, if you're not earning free crypto right now on the hottest tap to earn cryptocurrency product right now out there, well, actually, it's a Telegram app. Follow the link in the description. You need your smartphone. You got to be smart. You need your smartphone. It connects you to Telegram. If you don't have Telegram, download Telegram. Select the link in the description. It'll hook you up to a Telegram bot, and you can start earning your Bad Bunny airdrop XP tokens to get the airdrop for the meme token that's going to be launching on the SwapX exchange. Very exciting, very addicting. Never leave free money on the table. So the link's in the description for that, guys. If you're not tapping away right now for the tap to earn, I don't know what you're doing with your life. If you ain't got no job, you ain't got no money, I don't know why you're not tapping, right? So let's get into it. We're going to just discuss really quick here. We're going to get into all the favorite DeFi prices. And I know there's a big pump happening on Richard Hart's ecosystem that people are excited about. But let's talk about Bitcoin really quick. And, it matters what Bitcoin does. It's going to pull Ethereum up. It's going to pull everything else up with it. A lot of the things we're in is a leverage, a direct leverage with Ethereum. So the price of Bitcoin today is $57,914. All right. Now, with that being said, it's $551 in the plus. That's nothing. Bitcoin's up 1,000, down 2,000. Very volatile. You'll even see up here, it wicked up here to $58,601. And something feels like we're being held back. What it is, it's a lot of sell pressure, right? And let me take a look in the chat. I want to make sure you guys can hear me loud and clear up in the chat here. Oh, what's up, Brian Torres? You guys can hear me loud and clear. Just want to make sure. And post comments. I'm going to reply to all comments. Make sure I communicate with you guys. Hopefully you can hear me and it's streaming at its best. We had some technical difficulties last night. So I feel the sell pressure, right? We all can see it on the chart. Every time Bitcoin tries to go on a run, it gets canceled. And a lot of people are saying like, hey man, like the Bitcoin top already happened in March. I was like, do you mean it's going to happen in March 2025? Because based off the cycles, Bitcoin goes on a parabolic run after the elections, right? My very first bull market cycle, it went into December, went hot to $19,000, $20,000. I was very happy. I'd been buying Bitcoin at $200, a year from that point, or actually for a while I was buying Bitcoin, but it went on the parabolic run, right? And then in December it hit 1920, and then going into January it just started to tank down all the way to $3,000, and I was now in my first ever bear market, chewed up and beat up, right? And things have changed. There's a lot of altcoins. There's institutional money, the Michael Saylors, the BlackRock. There's a whole lot of big players that are involved now. So the environment's different. And I kind of want to say like these cycles have to shift and change. They can't be identical. But since I've been in, it's been like clockwork, right? Every 4 years. And things start to turn around at a certain point. So people think after the elections, price is going to go up. And I was thinking, just like a lot of other people out there, that March 2025 was going to be the peak of the bull market. So we set up that way for that to happen. I don't know, because Mt. Gox is releasing tokens to all the holders. They've been waiting for 10 years to get these tokens. So there's a lot of sell pressure on top of the sell pressure of people that are mining for profit. So when you got countries that are mining, and I looked this up too, I don't know if I trust this data or if it's true, but it says the United States is the world leader in Bitcoin mining. over 38% of the total Bitcoin network hash rate in 2023 was America, right? And I was like, it is? Maybe that's shifted, right? But let's take a look really quick on what people are talking about was the already top that happened and how we haven't gone back there yet. See, we're going to take a look since the beginning of March where Bitcoin, and this is March of 2024. And I was on Pulse Chain selling because I remember my son had just started the wrestling season, and I was there, and I like rushed home. I was like, I had to sell Pulse and Pulse Chain. We went back to like sack prices at that time, and the market was doing well. March 7th, $66,000. You take a look 7 days later, we're at 73,000, and it just started going down. Right, started going down. It ended the month about $69,000. So a lot of us were like, "Hey, man, it's starting to cook up, right?" Because this is before the Bitcoin halving, and the Bitcoin halving was supposed to be like a big event where like this is an important halving, and it's unlike any other cycle. You know, people are going. There's institutional investors, micro sailors, there's new floors, you name it, and ever since that month moving forward, there was like no forward progress. Bitcoin has just continued to go down. So, if we're still on the cycle that I've been in traditionally, and that's where I kind of felt like, we should see stuff after the election. I gotta, kind of wake up and smell the coffee and be open minded to there could be the possibility that the actual market already did top. I got to be open minded to that. I can't say it's a for sure deal because it's not the same cycle that I first was initially in, and then the one after that. And, it was like spot on with the timing. There's a lot of different factors here. There wasn't the Mt. Gox tokens, there wasn't regulation whatsoever back then. There was nothing protecting the people, which we don't want the protection. We're you people like you and I. If you watch me, we're in a decentralized environment. We want the government to leave us alone. I watch all these politics, and you see the VP talking the other day. We don't want the government telling us what to do with our body. We don't want the government telling us what to do with our finances. We want to hold custody of our tokens on our ledgers. We don't want to be regulated, with our finances. We're in a system where the bank holds our money and controls it. You can't go to the ATM and withdraw 10 grand, can you? You got a $300 cap. So the world is just like, it's backwards. It shouldn't be like this, in my honest opinion. But I'm hoping, and there is a lot of speculation that this first month is going to be awful, and then the second half of September is going to start to pick up, and things should go on a run, after the elections. Now, who wins? Does that have a lot to do with the outcome? There's a big possibility. There's a big possibility. Let me go to the chat here. You think we chop or go down next week or two after the Fed cuts? I've read that the Fed cuts are going to be good for the overall, obviously economy, and it's a bad thing for crypto. Crypto tends to go down, and I'm trying to think like when have we seen rate cuts like this? And I'm gonna have to live to see it. I think everything's in the unknown. There is always the possibility that we're in a massive bubble. The stock market is up a lot by a lot. And it started going up during the Trump administration, and it continued to go up during the Biden administration as well. And it has a lot to do with politics, where I feel like they will do anything they can, inject good news, do rate cuts before the elections to keep the markets green and looking good. And that's always been like a political thing that people speculate on and think about in the States. And people have always said that, whether they know like the markets or they don't, people across the board talk as if like, yeah, the rate cuts and they're keeping the markets green because of the election and all this stuff. So if we're in some kind of bubble, guys, and you take a look at the S&P 500, 5,558, the Nasdaq's at 7,456, If there's some kind of stock market crash because we head into a recession or the bubble pops, the tech bubble pops and everything collapses, Bitcoin will go down as well. They're correlated. They absolutely are. The stock market and Bitcoin. But Bitcoin could be in a massive bubble itself. And we've seen this with the dot-com phase. So you can't rule anything out. Thing that I want things to work out heading into DeFi now, looking at prices of DeFi. Let me take a look here. Yeah, dog. What's going on? What's up, Raja? Yeah, dog. Glad to have you here. Jumping into the Richard Hart ecosystem, right? This is a big leverage play on Ethereum. So everyone's worried about the price of Ethereum and where it's gonna be at and where it's gonna go. Today it's on and popping. We got greenery in the scenery clear across the RH tokens, and it's spreading out to everything else out there. We'll take a look at the free copies on the stable tokens, right? And I'll show you something on that. So right now, Pulse 15.5% in the green. We've been needing this, right? PulseX 21.9% in the green. Inc 22.4% in the green. Hex 33.6% in the green. It's having like a beautiful day versus the market. And if we pull up and look at what the price of Ethereum is not doing too well today. It's not doing too bad. But hey, man, Ethereum needs a 2x, for us to see the glory days over there on that end. And even with Titan X too, when we head over and look at the Titan X ecosystem and price, we want this to go up. Everybody's looking at the price of Ethereum every day because if you're holding the RH tokens, you go, all right, I'll pull up Hex right now on the chart. This is a great run that it just went on. 3 days ago it was 2 zeros and a 3.6, 3.5. I was buying it. I've been buying it. I buy Hex every single day. P Hex and E Hex every single day. I'm buying it, right? And then you see, boom, we're here. Anytime we see this big candle, right? And we don't see anything happening as far as Ethereum. If Ethereum was up 20%, 5 to 10 to 15%, and this was happening, it would make sense. So did some whale come in and buy, believing this was the bottom here and start to buy? Is there Richard Hart money out there? What's going on to manipulate the numbers here and bring Pulse Chain on fire? I don't see any news. I don't see anything other than tweets from Richard Hart. I look at these markets as everything is manipulated across the board. It always has been manipulated. That's why the hammer's coming with regulation, because there's a lot of things that are going on here that has been obsolete and doesn't happen in the stock market. And of course, if you're Nancy Pelosi and you're a politician, you get away with insider trading. But and you're Martha Stewart and you're friends with Snoop Dogg, you go to prison, right? that seems to be the case. We know Nancy Pelosi's got like the most perfect record for trading at the absolute right moment. Somehow, this old hag with a face that looks like it's stuck with glue has a quick finger and the knowledge to trade. So she's a much better trader than a politician, we'll tell you that. But I don't want to get into that as far as politics, right? We'll leave that alone. So back to Hex, right? This could be our artificial run, and I like it, right? If you're trading, you're up nice enough to cut some profits, or it can keep going up. You see what's going to be a big artificial pump, and we're going to take a look at the famous website I talked about the other day. Look into rh.com. This is the sacrifice money that was put by all of us investors, and Richard Hart took an entry position of $645,592,000, and he bought 171,088 ETH at all these different price points you can see on this website. Remember, look into rh.com, and it shows how down he is on that purchase. And we take the data that we have from early 2024 when he pumped the prices of the Pulse Chain ecosystem after he brought the bridge fee to zero, to come from Ethereum to Pulse, and we go, this guy showed good faith on what he intends to do with the sacrifice money, right? So now that leads us with the speculation and belief, and people go, don't have expectations. Well, now people really do have expectations that this money is going to flow into Pulse Chain and would make sense once he's in profit. But he's down $245 million. So you look at today's run and you go from September 9th and you see this and you go, well, just imagine when we do go into a bull market and we 2 to 3x in price, these are going to be just boom, straight God candles that people have never experienced. But until we see that, I'm not buying into it. I'm buying no matter what the price is at these levels, right? I bought yesterday, the day before. I've been buying for weeks. Um, I'll buy this price because I know at the end result, even if it corrects back down to here and goes lower, right? The market gets real shaky again. I'm just going to dollar cost average and wait for that moment that when you go back and reflect on these $400 million value, it's down 245 million from the 645 million it originally was. Once it's a 2 or 3x, we have like $1 billion plus of money to inject. And there's no other protocol or blockchain that has this type of money. Now we'll get into Titan X. They have like a fraction of this, but they're excited about that. So I think the people of Pulse Chain and Pulse X and all the RH ecosystems should be excited and rooting for the bull market to come soon because our long wait, this long period that we've been waiting for things to change, I think it potentially could possibly be here. Now jump into the free copies, right? USDT. I've been buying USDT like crazy versus PDI. Well, just because Maria flat out said on a video the best investment would be going into USDT versus PDI because of how far from parity they are. And that if the narrative is true and we go to parity and peg these free copies, then USDT would be the better investment because it's low, it's at a lower price. So you're going to make more gains, right? Versus buying PDI, you make a lot if it hits a buck, but USDT is going to make you more. So that'd be the solid investment. But everything across the board in the Atropa ecosystem is up. You click on Teddy Bear, 21.5%. PGTC's up 43.88%. This is probably like one of the best investments I made on all of Pulse Chain. Solid X is up $15.37. So there's a lot going on. People are excited. Now, jumping to the Titan X ecosystem, right? I say this all the time. You go from a zero to a hero like overnight in crypto. Let me make sure I'm acknowledging anyone in the chat. 6 viewers here. Don't forget to pound the like button. If Bitcoin is manipulated, who is it manipulated by? Asking for real. It seems like that's for sure. Well, if Bitcoin is manipulated, all right, it's obviously whale manipulation. People who got in early that can dump and put the price, just like you see people do with low market cap coins, right? But the manipulation, it comes from the media too. The media right now wants to scare off investors from cryptocurrency by scaring them with the regulation, scaring them on how unsafe it is, and versus teaching people and saying, look, this is how you be secure. There's hardware wallets. There's no education there. They have no intention of teaching somebody or giving them the knowledge of what they should research to be safe in the space. They want to say like there's fraud, there's this and that. And a lot of people think that's because they want to buy it for cheap. Whether that's true or not, you can only speculate. But I definitely know that institutional money is here. We all know that. So that makes you believe there's some kind of floor, but they're long-term investors. So Bitcoin could go to 20,000. They'll just buy it all the way down and have the long-term mindset that, okay, we go into a bear market. Well, 5-10 years down the road, this can be worth a lot more. And they're looking at blockchain and going, there's a supply that has a cap. There will be supply shock. There won't be enough of it. And they can wait the 5 to 10 years. We're very anxious for this to all change. But jumping to Titan X, right? So Titan X is an example of everybody super excited. Has been going up. It's down a little bit, 7.87%. And you go, look, why is it down today? People are selling for profit. But it flipped, right? Everyone was excited about Titan X. Now you see people selling their Titan X and chasing the hex candles, right? Well, before, just a few days ago, we were seeing wallets selling their hex and pulse that chase the Titan X green candles. So that's how small this DeFi community is. It's all the same people and all the same projects selling and going between blockchains and in between different tokens to chase these candles. If you're positioned in all of them and the market turns around and everything goes up, Bitcoin goes up, it's a win-win. But for Hex and all of the RH tokens and then Titan X, it's a big win when Ethereum goes off because Titan X is a leverage play on ETH. And then the entire RH ecosystem is now a leverage on ETH because of what the sacrifice funds have done. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I'm rooting for the second half of the month, like I keep hearing, is going to take us to the promised lands. And hopefully we can start seeing numbers just slowly move up, a slow grind up, a healthy grind up, all of October, heading into November, and during the election and after, heading into December. And then as predicted, where I think we're going to see things go into a bear market would be March 2025. But it's interesting to look at information like this where people are like, oh, you're about 1 year late on your prediction. The top happened in March at the $73,000 mark, and we haven't been close to it yet. Why have we gone so far away from that top? What happened? And I mean, what happened in March, right? The Mt. Gox release news hadn't even really surfaced yet. So it's interesting to see. Now everything's a leverage on a leverage. If you're in Titan X, you got into Dragon X. We'll pull that up. The leverage of a leverage. So Titan X leverage to Ethereum, Dragon X leverage to Titan X. Outperforming Titan X currently is in a hyper deflationary period way before Titan X reaches that point. So that's why you're seeing it outperform Titan X, right? Which is a beautiful thing. Let's go back. Take a look at Bitcoin. Take a look how volatile of a world we live in. Now we're up $762. We're above 58K, right? So you go look at any chart person and go look at all the news. They're going to tell you, we're waiting for it to break this, to fly past 60,000. Keeps getting rejected here. And when are we going to be off to the races? I don't know, man. I really don't know. I wish I knew. But until then, like I said, links in the description. I'm going to tap on my phone here, right? My Bad Bunny, and earn those airdrop tokens for the SwapX airdrop for that meme token. But it's going to lead the way for SwapX. It's going to be a big backing. Let's jump into Tron, right? I think the token, I didn't really talk much about it, but I'll show you guys right now. I have a token that I got into, and let me bring it up here on Deck Screener, that I'm pretty excited about. You can see here on the chart, I've been able to accumulate, sell profits, shoot profits elsewhere. And then this morning I woke up to a big dip so I can DCA on the next move up. And why I'm excited about Sun Pump is, let me pull up sun.io really quick so I can show you guys. I showed on screen the other day too. Maybe some of you missed it that are here now. But if you're at sun.io and you go to SunPub, they won the community voting and ended for a sex listing. So this is so SunPub can support a meme token to be listed on HTX. They won first place. And this was a token that was launched on SunPump. So apparently they won the audit. That's what they're saying. They won the audit. They have been burning tokens too. So they're not only burning tokens into a black hole, they're doing like buybacks. And if they pass the audit, and they're showing screenshots talking between HTX, apparently, supposedly, speculating, got to go based off what they're saying in the Telegram, if it's true or not, that the HTX listing should happen in the next couple days. So with the market cap, let's take a look at the market cap of this token, where it's at on this dip. $550,000 market cap. So 10x is a $5 million market cap. So you can only imagine, I've seen it go up to, 1.5 million. An HTX listing, if it does happen, this can go on a nice run, be some good profits. But right now, it's going to be super volatile with this low liquidity. But I'm taking the gamble because of this factor here, that people got to vote. It beat Rock, it beat Puss, it beat all these other meme coins. They got big communities. Remember this one, Vaughn? All these big communities got outbeat by this one. And then you go into the Telegram and they're patiently waiting. There's people selling. That's why it's super volatile. But people are waiting to see what the outcome is for that. So it could be big potential, or this could go to zero. Like what is it, Jake from Titan X says, we're lucky this code even works. Well, you're lucky if it works out in an investment with the meme coin, because they can go to zero quick. What's the easiest way to buy Tron meme tokens? So the easiest way would be going to, let's bring it up here, to the website I'm on right now, right? Sun.io. And this is like the Uniswap of Tron. And when you're looking at a token like To the Sun Pump, you see tokens listed here. And on Sun.io, they have Sun Pump, which this is a platform that's being used as a launch pad for meme tokens over there. So remember, Justin Sun's really embracing the meme token ecosystem right now. And that's why he has like this grants and this voting system to help them get listed, because of a small market cap token like this with a $500,000 market cap. We clearly see it won the vote. And if it does get listed on HTX, that market cap could go to the millions of dollars, a couple million, 4 million, 5 million. Who knows? It could end up being a 10 double-digit $1 million market cap and one day be 100 million. You never know what could happen. And that's where the most money is made, in the low cap tokens on meme coins. But you got to know how to hold. If you don't hold in meme tokens, you'll sell for way less profit than you could have got. I've done it so many times. I've nailed it right at the top, and recently, and on other wallets, I've nailed it right at the point where I sold literally hours before a parabolic move. That's the life of a degen meme coin hunter. So I wouldn't recommend it for somebody that's not experienced and can't stomach, what could possibly happen in that environment. It's definitely takes time to get used to. I want to pull up the price of Ethereum though, so we can take a look at what it's doing as far as the volatility. Volatility is a lot less than Bitcoin, of course. What you'll see here, wick to almost 2,400. So it's not hitting that $2,400 range. It's going up and bouncing down, and just not what's holding the market back, man. What's holding the market back? And you got to think, what's going to all of a sudden get everyone excited to start buying to move the price, right? With all that sell pressure from Mt. Gox release tokens, Silk Road, confiscated government tokens. In addition to that, miners, These governments and countries aren't mining Bitcoin to just spend money. They're turning a profit and holding what they can, I'm sure. But that's constant sell pressure, constant. And it has no mechanics of burning, circulation, staking it. The only thing people do with Bitcoin is put it on centralized exchanges, which is the stupidest thing you could possibly do, and leverage. That's all. That's all. So we're about the 30-minute mark. I'm pulling it back from doing 1 hour to 30 minutes now, especially like when I have small crowds like this. If it's a bigger crowd, we got more questions going on, we'll go a little bit longer. But it always depends on the topic. I think like if I put Titan X, I'm going to have a lot of people here. So that shows you the communities, which ones are strong. I talk about Titan X, anything in that ecosystem, get a lot of people on and popping. Talk about Hex and Pulse, whether I'm live streaming on X, get a lot of people on. So topics matter, but so do these. Taking a look at the market and realize, hey man, we could have already hit the top of a bull market in March. The possibilities there. So I recommend to myself, because I'm not a financial advisor, to be prepared for either situation to happen. Meaning, if we go into a bear market and we don't go to new all-time highs, be stable tokens so that you can survive, buy the dips, cash out whatever you need, or be prepared to have enough tokens to ride the next wave up. So we can only prepare for the worst and prepare for parabolic movements and hopefully be ready. Awesome info. You're welcome, man. I'm glad to have you. Don't forget to pound the like button. Drop a comment, guys. Till next time, we shall do it again. Yeah, dog.